In our national lead, an update from the family of one of the students wounded in Wednesday's school shooting at a Denver area high school. The victim of the is now identified as 18-year-old Matthew Silverstone. The family saying that they appreciate the community's concern. They're asking for privacy. County officials today identified the shooter as a 16-year-old student at Evergreen High School, whom they believe had been radicalized by an extremist network. Here with us now is the Democratic governor of Colorado, Jared Polis. Governor, thanks so much for joining us under such awful circumstances. This marks yet another high-profile mass shooting in your state. Tell us more about this new information we've learned about the shooter and this extremist network.
Well, I think we all await information about exactly how he was radicalized, whether there were any signs to look for. I just want to commend the actions of the teachers and the students at the school. The quick lockdown saved lives, and you'll be hearing more about this. The shooter in the hallways couldn't access the classrooms. There were 2 students very seriously injured. We're still hoping and praying that they're able to pull through. But the brave actions on the spot in real time, without those, this would have been a lot worse, Jake.
Can you give us any indication about what kind of radicalization we're talking about? I mean, that could really be anything from far right to far left to Islamist to anything. Do you have any information?
Look, even though the perpetrator has now died to self-inflicted wounds, we want to make sure we give the Jeffco County Sheriff the ability to do the full investigation. All of that information will be coming to light in the days ahead, and of course looking at it and learning from it to prevent this kind of horrific tragedy that we've all experienced far too often from happening again. We all know this could be anywhere and everywhere, Jake, and parents across the country all worry about sending their kids to school, and that simply shouldn't be. And so we need to do more. We need to make sure we send the message unequivocally that acts of violence are wrong, and try to detect some of those early indications of radicalizations earlier to prevent this kind of a tragedy from happening.
Do we know anything about where the shooter was able to get the gun?
No, it's been reported that the family has guns, and when shooting, in our state, you do have to be 21 to buy a gun on your own, but you can buy one with your parents at a younger age, and obviously many families have guns. And so the access to gun piece, again, will be put together, what type of gun it was. But at this point, we want to stand in solidarity with the victims, Evergreen High School students, their families. I'll be attending a vigil with many of the families at Evergreen High School right after this, just to show them that we know, we care, we have mental health resources for those in need to be able to continue on.
And this tragedy happened less than an hour after the assassination of Charlie Kirk in Utah, just the latest in a series of politically violent attacks this year. You've spoken alongside former Republican Governor Larry Hogan and current Utah Governor Spencer Cox about remedies for polarization. I want to play some of what Governor Cox said yesterday in the wake of Kirk's assassination and then get your response.
Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. More than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be.
How do we unite the country? How do we end all this polarization?
I really appreciate the sentiments, the words of Governor Cox. I encourage listeners to watch his whole speech. The devastating assassination of Charlie Kirk in a kind of a fundamentally free speech area, right? At our universities, this is political speech at its core. This is what a healthy democracy is all about. And to be taken down by a bullet in a horrific attack is undemocratic and un-American. What we need, Jake, is more love, more respect, more understanding. We need to understand that we need to disagree better. Disagreeing is not something we should be ashamed of. It's fine to have arguments and debates, but they should not be settled by bullets or by knives. They should be settled through elections where we make sure that we voice our beliefs, we let the people vote, and we do our best. Because at the end of the day, whether you're left, whether you're right, whether you're center, most Americans feel deeply and care about our neighbors. We care about our families. We care about our country. And I think now more than ever, that needs to shine through.
Colorado Governor Jared Polis, amen to what you just said. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.